yes, people. Yes, I did hear Lee Gunner is going to be headed to the beach, so he might not be able to jump on. But we do have my brother in the building. Mo is in the building. Shout out to Mo.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to all the Paris Saint-Germain family joining. And yeah, man, that was a very epic ending to the show. Literally him and just the chat getting at it left, right, and center. But yeah, we got to talk about the game. We got a lot to talk about. Yesterday I was on your channel. I just watched you with Lee right now. Good chat. And
Okay.
it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting, man.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be very interesting to say the least. I don't know if Lee can jump on, but he's probably gonna be busy as he's going to the beach right now. So I'll be on just for an hour. We can do later today. He said you can do later today, not now. So I'm gonna have to do an upload with Lee. But talk to me, Mo. How you feeling? What's the feeling around PSG? What's the feeling around the PSG fan base right now? How's everybody feeling? How are you feeling? Is everyone nervous, excited? Is anybody scared, worried that you're gonna mess it up? Let me know.
I think strictly because we were here in the exact same spot last season, that nervousness, that stressfulness is much less in the Paris Saint-Germain fan base. So we've already been at this stage last year. We feel confident, but obviously we don't want to be arrogant. We saw what happened last season. We got knocked out to Dortmund, who we should not have gotten knocked out to. So we just got to get the job done. But I think there's a very calmness, at PSG, and I think we deserve to be in this semifinal as well. Like our fans have been through the tough performances since the beginning of the season, so I think there's a lot of calmness at the PSG fan base at the moment. Yeah.
What about Dembele? Is Dembele going to be 100% fit? Is there an issue? Is there a risk? What's the plan with him?
So he's trained yesterday and today, and obviously we'll have a light training session tomorrow. So he should be okay. We do know though it's a hamstring. That's where he's had his career problems. So there's a chance he might not start the game. But as I said, if I have to pick, I think he will start. He looks to be back now, and it wasn't anything serious.
All right, people in the chat, let me know your predictions. Let me know what you guys think. First things first, what is the major conversation that's happening within PSG circles about this game? Because I really don't know what rivals are thinking. I know what rival fans are thinking. They're thinking you're going to come and destroy us. But what are PSG fans thinking? Give me an insight of what you people in your circles are saying about this game.
So if I can take like what we've said on our pre-match podcast, it's different. One guy is what you said, like the rival fans you mentioned, that we're gonna smack you guys. And then I would say most of us, we know that we did like the toughest job. The toughest job was going to the Emirates, having a good performance, and getting that clean sheet. But we still know we need a good game. I don't know. I would say it's because we were at this stage last year. I would still say there's a lot of humbleness at the moment in the PSG fan base. But I can definitely agree. Maybe there is some arrogance. You know, it's like Arsenal fans after. Obviously, it's not the same, but it's after like you won 3-0. You were very confident going into the Bernabeu. Like obviously, I wouldn't say the same. But obviously, Arsenal Madrid not the same. And then we got the 1-0 away, not home as well. So yeah, I don't really know how to answer that question. Other than that, it's a bit different, but majority of it is calmness, and let's just get the job done. Not too much talking, honestly. I haven't seen that much talking from PSG fans going into this game. Just we gotta perform again.
Do you guys? I don't know why people care about the referees going into these games. I'm not really looking at the referees. Do any of your fans care about referees going into this game, or is it an Arsenal thing?
Like the referee that's gonna referee the game?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's gonna be some dude. I remember I saw a picture of him. I think he's European.
I mean, do the PSG, because the referee has apparently been banned previously for bribery and match fixing. The referee for this game has previously been banned for match fixing and bribery. I know I don't want to think for 1 second that they're going to fix any matches, but a man who's previously been banned for match fixing and bribery is going to be refereeing a Champions League semi-final. That's ridiculous, don't you think?
Do you know what game he was? Was this like in a small game in like where is it? Felix Weyer in like Hungary or something? or was it like
He's
in
a
a
German
proper league?
referee, so I need to see what he was banned for. He was banned for 1 second. When was it? Let me
2009.
2005, no?
His bribery scandal has not gone unnoticed by players, though, with Jude Bellingham referring it while blasting his ref for a controversial penalty decision. This happened in 2009. No,
Well, who was
he
the
was
game
suspended for
between?
football for 6 months before returning to eventually become a ref in the Bundesliga.
Who was the game for? Does it say?
Okay.
But my point is, do you care about these things going into the game, or are you like, you know what?
No, I didn't even know this. No.
This is all I was seeing online for like the last 20 minutes. People just talking about the referee that's going to be in this game is a referee that's been caught for match fixing in the past. It's crazy.
No, I'm actually someone that's on like the extreme on
Egal
it.
as much. No one cares.
I,
I'm not bringing up excuses, guys. Go ahead, Ahmed. Sorry, Mohammed. I
uh,
mean,
yeah, no, I'm someone like on a certain extreme. I never look at the referees and so on, but I know that he's been I didn't know that he's been banned for 6 months though. But
yeah,
obviously, this is now being brought up, obviously, and will be brought up after the game. If he makes some kind of tricky decision, they will say, "Oh, it was bribed or something."
crazy.
But no,
Um,
I don't care.
Nobody should care.
Okay.
Big up Sean J saying we need to chill out. It's 1-0 anyone's game. You know what?
Yep.
That is something that's not spoken about enough. I hear too much about Arteta, too much about what happens to Arsenal if they don't win, but not enough about you've lost in positions where you've been in the lead before. Am I wrong?
What in the Champions League?
Yeah, give us a quick run through the last couple Champions League campaigns. So you lost to Bayern in the final. You lost to Dortmund last year when you're down 1-0. What happened the
Yeah.
year before that?
Before Dortmund, we lost to Bayern,
Before Bayern.
Madrid. Then we had a 1-0 lead.
Madrid, that was the comeback, right? They came
Yeah.
back and scored 3 in the second leg.
Yeah.
What was the next one? Before that one.
And
I'm
before that
testing
one
your
was City.
I'm testing your
City in the
memory.
semi. City
What?
in the semi. City.
City controlled that from the beginning to end, right?
No, the first game, we cooked them first half. Then Pep made some tactical changes. They got two fugazi goals, like a De Bruyne cross and a Mahrez through the wall just opened up for him. And then the second leg, it was a bit that they just countered us. We had Mbappe injured. But if you're talking about like when we bottled a lead, Madrid, obviously, which you brought up, we had the lead. We bottled the
Historically, Barcelona.
Barcelona. If you want to go that deep, United as well. But I would say that's sure. It's associated with the club. It's still Paris Saint-Germain that bottled those leads. But it's a different team. It's a different manager. And this team, it's actually the opposite. It's much less bottling. Like this team hasn't bottled a single time. Like when we lost to Dortmund last season, yes, it's a bottled job in the sense we shouldn't be losing to Dortmund. But I mean they just defended well and they didn't make a comeback or something. So obviously, is it impossible that Arsenal come back? Absolutely no. Can Arsenal come back versus PSG? 100%. But have I seen patterns from this team? I don't know, getting pressured or bottling? No, I wouldn't say so.
So the thing is, Arsenal have never won the Champions League. PSG have never won the Champions League. So we both are historically known for coming short. But I would say PSG is probably the most known for coming short in the Champions League because you have the historic loss with Barcelona, the City one, and the friggin' Real Madrid one. But Arsenal in this game, I don't expect it to be a high scoring game from Arsenal's perspective or a high scoring
Yep.
game from PSG's perspective. And your home
Yep.
record this season has been flawless, if I'm not mistaken. You've only
What?
lost one game at home, right? In the Champions League.
Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
So do you think similar situation can happen, or it's because your team is so different from them?
I mean, obviously our team is different, but I don't look at that Atletico defeat as oh, this is how we can lose this game. Obviously, we can lose the game, like but from a different perspective. But I don't look back at that Atletico game or even games from the group stage because, as you said, we're a different team. It's not really that relevant to this game, I would say.
Luis Enrique said PSG have grown up a lot. What do you think about that when he says that? Because it's pretty obvious how much you guys have improved from where you were with Kylian Mbappe last year to what you guys are now. Rio Ferdinand said this is the best PSG team he's seen in his lifetime. Do you agree with those kind of statements?
Yeah, I mean that's something we often discuss on the pod. Like, is this the best PSG? Has there been a better PSG? What I've always said is, let's wait for the season to end. Let's see, the success. The best PSG side you can say before was 1920 that reached the Champions League final. So let's see if this one can reach the Champions League final. But footballistically, yeah, I would say this is the most dominant Paris Saint-Germain ever been when it comes to possession, creating chances, and even defensively. Like even defensively, this is still a good side. So yeah, probably the best PSG ever. Yeah.
Big up with another super chat. Shout out to you. What is that? Sean Jane? Sean J, that's how you pronounce it? That's Shane or Sean? Shane, right? Shane. Shout out Shane. He says PSG have never gotten over the line in the Champions League, neither have Arsenal. So it makes this game anyone's. Calm the firm, relax. You know what? If this was Barcelona or Inter, who is behind or ahead, people would say Champions League heritage, but we just took out Real Madrid, who have Champions League heritage. You took out Aston Villa, who have Champions League heritage, and Liverpool, who have Champions League heritage. So does heritage really
I
matter?
wouldn't say Villa a Champions League heritage.
Villa
I would
won two
say,
Champions Leagues.
yeah, I would call that like dinosaur heritage. Like it's completely irrelevant. Like if you've won a
It's
UCL,
like beating Red Star.
I know, but I only care relevant heritage. For example, Paris Saint-Germain relevantly are, amongst one of the best sides in the UCL competing and so on. A bit like Arsenal in the Premier League, coming second and so on. For
Mhm.
example, Barca, I wouldn't say Barca have Champions League heritage because
What?
it's not relevant. It's not relevant. When
Why?
they lost to Frankfurt in the Europa League, their heritage was irrelevant. Last season, when we met Barca, Xavi in the press conference said, well, we got history on our side. We have 5, they have 0. It didn't matter. We knocked them out. So for me, I care about relevant heritage. Liverpool, I respected. Why? Because they have recently been good in the UCL. They won
And
it in
they recently
21.
won it.
They reached
But
the
to say
final
Barcelona does
in
not have Champions League
23.
heritage is crazy.
I don't know. Maybe then I don't really take the word heritage
Maybe
big.
it's because they don't
For
have
me, it's
players in the team that have won the Champions League. That's what you're saying.
exactly. I look more at the squad experience. Like the PSG squad
Mm.
could be more experienced. We have a really young squad, but this squad still reached the semi last year and the semi this year. So it already is more experienced than most squads out there. So I look at that way more than something they did, I don't know, 10 years ago, which is completely irrelevant. So I mostly always look at the relevant stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Arsenal sat out. Arsenal lost to Bournemouth, where you had all your players pretty much rested. Advantage PSG, you're saying?
I was surprised. Why do you think Arteta did that? Is it because he really wants to finish second and doesn't want to drop down, or
Top
to
five,
get
maybe.
game rhythm?
Top five. Maybe practicing, trying out new things. Probably
Okay.
those factors. But for Arsenal to lose and for you guys to lose, we both are just focused on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think this has an impact? The fact that your players had a whole week off and our players played on Saturday. Do you think on Sunday? Do you think it makes a big difference? Sorry, Saturday. Yeah, we played Saturday.
So we've had games going into the UCL. Sometimes we don't play the game. Sometimes we rest. Sometimes we play the full starting 11, and it's given like different results all the time. So I don't really know when it goes to like this and that. But all I know is it was Luis Enrique's decision to rest the players, um, and I believe that was a good decision to make. So yeah, I would say slightly advantage PSG, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, we both lost. We both lost.
Yeah. Could Luis Enrique do anything this season to make the Paris Saint-Germain ownership want to change on managers?
No, 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 no,
He's
no, no.
earned he's earned the respect of the fans and the management.
Yeah, it was a very turbulent time around October, November, a little bit into September. It was heavy pressure on him. I did not like Luis Enrique and how we were playing in the beginning of the season, but the club always backed him, and they were right to back him. I mean, look at him now. So, no, Luis Enrique, ever since he came in, for example, Arteta, he's been at Arsenal 5.5 years. How much money has he spent? 700, I
700.
think.
Yeah.
700. Lucho, he's barely been here 2 years. We've already spent like 800. So
What?
yeah. People don't notice it. So when we signed like Neymar and everything, you saw like, okay, it's a lot of money. But now we've signed so much, a lot of time, like Neves 60, Doué, that's another 60, Dembele, that's a 50, Lucas Hernandez, that's a 50, Ugarte, that's a 60, Gonzalo, that's a 70, Colomwani, that's an 85.
In 2 years, you spent 800 million. What? Are we
Yeah,
talking
around that,
euros
yeah.
or pounds?
Euros.
So that's like 700 still. So you spent the same amount of money we spent in the last 5 years in 2 years.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, a lot of it had to do because when we had Neymar,
Why
Messi,
does
and
nobody
Mbappe,
talk about this? That's crazy.
as I said, because we're buying like young players, people don't look into too much into the money. But that's why I've had high expectations on this team, because this team costs a lot. This is a great team that we have. It's young, it's a bit unexperienced, but it's a very expensive squad. It's probably the most expensive, I would say. Maybe
I can't
after
believe
Madrid.
you guys actually are not the most expensive club. The most expensive club based on like market value
Yeah.
is Man City and Arsenal.
Wait, are you second on Transfermarkt?
Yeah, we're up
No.
there.
No, you're
Yeah.
third. You're third. Oh, you just dropped down. I can see it's a red arrow down.
Where is it? Share your screen.
Share screen. You see here? So City first, Madrid second, Arsenal third, PSG sixth.
We were first at one point.
Yeah, so okay,
What happened? How did we drop?
I can see what players do they
Probably
show?
Martinelli.
Sometimes they show like if someone has gone down. If they don't show here if someone has gone down or up in market value.
Martinelli, where is he? He was like 70 to 80 million.
Martinelli, where's Martinelli?
Go
50. How is Martinelli 55, man?
He's gone down like 20 million right there. Saliba's easily 100 million. I don't know whether they're putting 80. Declan Rice, 100 million. Saka.
Odegaard, 100.
Odegaard's gone down. Odegaard's gone down. Odegaard's
Okay,
gone
so
down.
yeah,
Oh,
Odegaard
shit.
used to be 110, and now
Yeah,
he's
he's
100.
definitely gone down. But yeah. There we go. That makes sense. Now, what's PSG's? Go to PSG's. Your
PSG's and now, so my opinion does not matter. I will ask you if you genuinely believe they should be higher or not, because I feel on transfer market they underrate some of our players, like value wise. So do
Okay.
you think? Why is it lagging now?
I can't believe you spent that much money.
No, we spent like Colomani. That was like a 90.
You think we
that's
should have
one of
signed
the biggest flops.
Colomani?
You
Yeah, if we would have signed Colomani in January, you think that would have made a big difference for us?
He's not that good, no.
All right, thank you for being honest. Okay, let's go to your players. So you got Kvaratskhelia,
Para 80.
easily £100 million player. Dembele, 75, easily 90 to 100 million.
Barcola 70.
Barcola
Okay.
70 is about right. John Neves is £100 million player. Hakimi's around 70. Doué is 60 is okay for him. Javier Emery is very high. Vitinha's too low. Vitinha should be like 80.
Yeah, Warren has insane PR, and it's also because of his age. But yeah, Vitinha. So
Your
Odegaard
players
is
definitely should
100,
be
but
valued
Vitinha is
more.
60. Yeah,
Your
yeah,
players
yeah.
definitely should be valued more. But at the same time, they're valuing the players based on their market value and their exposure, I guess. They're looking at the exposure. Like the fact that Fabian Ruiz is 35 million is a joke. You know how many people would come for him if he was 35 million?
I know. I think they're only saying maybe 35 because it's his age, and then I think his
29 is
contract
still
ends soon.
29 is still whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, so I
Big
think
up.
they
We
under.
got some Liverpool fans in the house. Shout out to Serge. Man said, nice to see myself on Egal's channel. Big up to you, man. Big up to you.
So what I would say, all of these numbers will get exposed if a big club wanted to sign our players. Thing is, we don't want to sell any of these players. But if we wanted to sell Hakimi, we'd sell him for way more than 65. If we wanted to
100%.
sell, as you mentioned, Fabian, we'll probably get a bit more. Vitinha at the moment, I think the only midfielder that should be higher than Vitinha is Pedri. I think
Would you
apart from that,
sell
I don't see
would you
anyone that
sell
should be higher than
Barcola
him.
or Doué?
I mean, neither. Neither. I like both.
Because at this moment in time, those are the two guys that everyone is trying to get.
Really? Are they?
I'm
What
hearing
clubs?
Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans always speaking about Doué. Real Madrid recently speaking about Doué. Um, Everybody just seems to be speaking about Doué and Barcola. Doué and Barcola. They view
Yeah.
PSG as a club that will sell one of those two.
I mean, there have been only two players that have left when we didn't want them to leave in their
Kingsley
prime.
Coman.
That was Arabi. No, Coleman, we just, he was a youngster with a lot of talent. We didn't want to put in the time and effort into developing him.
Xavi
So he
Simons.
doesn't count. No, Xavi Simons, I mean, we sold him this summer for like 65 million. So
Which
in
was
the
silly.
winter. I would say it's Rabiot and Mbappe. Both left for free when their contract ended. We didn't want them to leave. They obviously didn't want to extend. So I would
You're
say Rabiot
probably
and Mbappe
happy
are the only
Rabiot
ones.
left. Rabiot has been terrible since he left you guys.
That I agree. Karma hit him, but I remember when he wanted to leave, I wanted to keep him. Like he's from the academy as well. He
He
would have been
robbed
very good for
Juventus
us.
blind.
He did. He did.
He was the
Um,
highest paid player in Serie A history.
wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, and his mom as well, because his mom is his agent. So honestly, yeah, it is good that he left. But for anyone that thinks they can come and pick our players, I mean, you might try. You can come and try getting our players. Madrid tried getting Hakimi extended. Teams wanted Vitinha extended. Teams wanted Nuno Mendes extended, and we're currently trying to extend both Doué and Bradley Barcola. So I don't see at the moment any of our players leaving. Uh, Especially because we're competing for the Champions League. They all believe we can win it. They all believe we can have a mini dynasty under Luis Enrique.
Look at
So
this comment. Leading defense attorney Egal, what are you doing, bro? Again, I'm telling you, show some respect, humility, humble yourself, bro. You are among what? You are among your fan base. You entitled to nothing, and what you're doing here. We're having a conversation about PSG and Arsenal, and you're coming in here saying all these things. Like, what did I do to hurt you guys so much? And then,
yeah,
I listened to the comments back. Looked at the comments back on the video that we did together. Everyone just saying I'm deluded. I really don't think I said anything that was so outrageous. Like, I'm confident my team can get the job done. And if I'm not going into this game confident, what's the point of even going in? Like,
no,
I seen what Lee said. Lee thinks we're gonna lose. Everyone has
yeah.
different ways of supporting the team. You probably thought going into the tie versus Liverpool, you're gonna win it, and a lot of your fan base said you weren't.
Liverpool's second leg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it just goes to show you, you don't always have to, what do you call it, agree with people who disagree with you. Just respectfully you can disagree. Me and Lee are cool. Some people can't get along with him. But yeah, Arsenal definitely has a chance to get it 1-1. But penalty shootout, bro. Donnarumma, penalty shootout. We don't want that. We don't want that stress, bro. We don't want that stress. Talk to me though. Let's finish off with the game because we got 15 more minutes before we got to wrap it up.
Hmm?
This is it right here. This is the predicted lineup based on the news that Timber is injured. So if Timber
Uh,
is injured, it's going to be
But I
Ben
saw
White.
he's back to training, right?
If Timber is back, which I heard he's back, that's why I tweeted it, that he will be available. But right now, this is what the situation. No, Moreno would be up top. I don't know why Trossard's there, but you know what the new news is?
Hmm.
Odegaard could miss the game.
Yo, advantage Arsenal. Advantage Arsenal.
You really don't rate Odegaard.
I rate him. I think Odegaard, like ability wise, he's here. But he just can't seem to perform it, especially in the big games. Like Odegaard, probably along with Saka, your most talented player. But when you look at performance, Egal, you agree that Saliba performs better than Odegaard in big games. You agree that Raya performs better in big games. Rice, Party perform better in big games. So I think that's the main issue with
Odegaard
Odegaard
might be
is his
injured this season.
performances.
He might be carrying an injury. He might be carrying a knock. That's what I think, and I think has been the issue. But just to show you what the reports are saying about Martin Odegaard, this is what they're saying. And Arsenal fans, Odegaard could potentially miss this game. Some might celebrate, some might be upset. Arsenal must stick together, Odegaard says. And here's what it says: Arsenal star eases injury fears with positive injury update. So reports are that it's positive. It's a positive injury update. Timber's ruled out? What? When did Timber get ruled out?
Wait, what?
When did Timber get ruled out? Oh, okay. Injury Arsenal trio rejoin training. Timber. Yep. So Timber's back in training. Let's go.
You
5 hours
didn't
ago.
see the video?
I didn't watch the video, bro. I was working. I was busy. But good news, Timber's back. Timber's in training. Calafiori's in training. Martin Odegaard's in training. So all three of them are available. So we don't have to stress. All three are available. Now, I don't think Calafiori is going to start or get much game time, but it's good
Yeah.
to know neither team can really complain. I'm not going to complain about injuries at this point. It's just you have to win or go home. But yeah, talking about win or go home, you're not an Arsenal fan, but if you were an Arsenal fan, would you be Arteta out? Keep it. Be honest with me. I know I'm an Arsenal fan that rates Arteta, but do you actually rate him? Your club was linked to him as a managerial option.
Well, when we were going through a turbulent time with Lucho, or when?
No, before you signed him, you guys were linked to Arteta before Luis Enrique was joining you because he's previously played for your club, Arsenal. If you there was rumors that Barcelona, PSG, and Bayern Munich are three clubs that have been linked to him in the past.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, I don't think the links were. Okay, I mean, we're looking at Luis Enrique, we're looking at Nagelsmann, we're looking at Mourinho. Arteta was like maybe 10th, maybe just small interest. But um, look, going into the season, me and my panel, we made predictions. Every winner in every single top five league. For the Premier League, I picked Arsenal. Not because I'm like, oh, Arsenal is such a great. Yeah, they would. No, because I knew City would drop down. I also thought Liverpool would drop down with Arne Slot coming. And I was like, Arsenal can't bottle it 3 years in a row. They got to win it this year. And when I saw once again they don't win it, yes, what they've done in the UCL this season is big. But when I've seen they've not won it, and when I see what he says in the press conferences, for me, Arteta feels like someone that he acts like he's a winner, but he doesn't give me winner vibes. I don't see Arteta being mad when you guys lose. I don't see Arteta. It's like he's okay with you guys finishing second. It's like, yeah, we'll finish second. That's good. So I just don't see Arteta having the winning mentality. I would make a comparison between Arteta and Xavi. Xavi at Barca, he did great stuff because Barca were in a really bad position. He came in, stabilized the club. But then what did it take? It took an experienced manager like Hansi Flick to come in and win the trophies of Xavi's team. I think that's the best way to describe Arsenal. Arteta has done the best he can. He stabilized everything. Like now you're in second place, Champions League semi-final. If you now get in that top manager, I think he can take you to the next level. But if you want to keep trusting in Arteta, it's been 5.5 years. When do you say it's enough. Like, what do you have? Do you have next season? If you don't do a certain thing, it's over. How did you go into this season? Did you say, if we don't win the league, I'm gonna have questions about Arteta?
Did you hear? Did you watch the All or Nothing after we lost to Newcastle and the season pretty much ended from there, and how he cussed them all out, every single one of them. So, do you want Champions League football? Do you want? I swear to you, I thought he was about to slap somebody.
I know, but don't
And
forget he's doing that for the camera.
also, in case you don't know, there's rumors that Arteta and Aubameyang got into a physical altercation.
Okay.
So it's not that
About
he doesn't get angry. It's just maybe he needs to control his anger a little bit. I don't know, but
so
I've
so
definitely
how
seen
was
him.
you?
I've definitely
Have
seen
you ever?
Arteta angry many times. I've seen him angry after wins. I've like when we beat Chelsea 1-0 back in 2021. I've seen him happy. I've seen him fuming because of a poor results due to refereeing decisions like Newcastle. I've seen him. What else is there? There was the West Ham results recently this season. Arteta was not really that happy. He was really happy. He said, "I'm very angry." Back in February when we got the defeat to West Ham,
Yeah,
and I do see him angry. It's just I don't think it's always a good thing to be showing all your emotions. Sometimes there is certain times you have to keep your cards to yourself, and he does do that when we draw games. It doesn't seem to show the same level of anger or the same
yeah,
level of in just overall anger towards the team. But yeah, I do get it. Would you sack him if Arsenal did lose to you guys this season? And do you think it's time for Arsenal to get in a new manager? Because personally, for me, this is the conversation we have every week, and I think it's not. There's no point of getting rid of Arteta. I think we go and address the striker position, we go and fix up the squad, and we can win with that with the players. Just fixing up key areas of the team, and it's difficult for Liverpool to repeat champions. We haven't seen Liverpool repeat champions since
yeah.
the early '80s, since the late '80s.
But for me, I would like you and other Arsenal fans just to put something up. If this does not
Let me
happen,
shout out Strasbourg Steve, by the way. Shout out my dogs. Big up Strasbourg Steve. Also says Strasbourg says 2-0 PSG W. In my opinion, Ligue 1 stays underrated. Fair. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
yeah, I was just gonna say, can't you like put something up? So if Arteta does not succeed with this, if he doesn't do this, I think we'll have to find a new one.
Hmm, fair. That's your
If we get
opinion.
grouped from the UCL, that's a sackable offense.
We didn't get grouped though. We got knocked out to
No,
Bayern
no,
last year. We got knocked out.
no.
If
I
we
know. I
did
just
get
said it
knocked
as an
out,
example for PSG. That's a standard I have. If we ever get grouped, you got to sack the manager.
yeah, fairs. If Arsenal don't get Champions League football, or we get knocked out of the Champions League in the league phase, probably yeah, you'd sack him. But at this moment in time, I'm not sacking Arteta this point of the season because I don't view him as the problem on why we didn't get the league and why we didn't stay competitive this year. I blame it on the board not signing a player in January, not going out there, addressing certain key areas in the signings. And it's not only all down to Arteta. Luckily, there has been a major change at Arsenal. Edu's gone. We now have Andre Berta coming in. So hopefully that can make a big difference. You know, you're about to lose Luis Campos also. Aren't you pissed about that?
I mean, he's the one that wants to leave. He doesn't want to extend.
Why does he want
There's
to
still
leave?
there are different reports. Some reports are mentioning he wants a much higher wage in his contract. PSG doesn't want to give him. Some people are saying it's about power. Like Luis Enrique has so much power now. Campos doesn't like the dynamic. And some people are like, he wants a new challenge. You know,
Do you think he
he's been at
transformed Man United?
N- United. No, so he transferred Lille. When Lille beat us to the Ligue 1 title, he built that team. You remember the Monaco team that beat
He
us to the
built that.
title semi? That was Campos' team. He'd also worked at Madrid a little bit, Celta Vigo a little bit. Um, but I know he could potentially leave because he wants a new challenge. I could see him come to the Prem. I knew he was linked to you guys before you picked Berta. Could see
Yeah,
him maybe
because
go to
we needed
Chelsea.
somebody before the season's over.
Okay, okay, to start planning this summer from now
Yeah,
on.
we
Yeah.
weren't willing to wait.
Okay. But why I'm not scared if he leaves? First of all, I think we already have a great squad. Like there isn't that much more to build. Second of all, we've gone through the Mbappe thing. What I learned from the Mbappe thing is when someone wants to leave, fuck him. Okay, you want to leave? You don't like it here? Go. We will not fight for you.
Do you think he can transform Man United if he gets there?
He needs money. As I told you before, yes, at PSG, he's made so many great signings. João Neves, Pacho, Désiré Doué, Bradley Barcola. But what did he have? Did he need to do that money? 800 million. His 3 windows at PSG is nearly a billion. That's how much he spent in his 3 windows at PSG. So if he goes to United and they're going to give him 100 million a summer, he's obviously not going to be able to do the same work. Same goes for Arsenal. Like, you gotta spend insane amount, um, and Arsenal has that money. United, I know they have a lot of FFP problems at the moment, a lot of loans they gotta pay back. So if United give Campos money that he can work with, he could definitely sign so many talented ballers to United. Imagine if he signed the place he signed for us, Joao Neves. Imagine if United had him. Imagine they had Patri in defense. Imagine they had Ziri Due Barcola up top. So yeah, he
Yeah.
he could definitely fix that up. He just needs the
Somebody
money.
is saying Egal is protecting Arteta like he's related to him. You can believe in a manager. You don't have to agree with me. Fair play. Somebody's saying he's attracted to him. You guys are sick people, man. But yeah, what are you saying? Score prediction wise, what's the mood right now? How you feeling? Did you change your score prediction from yesterday?
No, no, just the same. I would love a double victory. We haven't gotten it apart from Brest this season, so that's the goal. Dembele is back as well. He's been training the past 2 days, so yeah. At the moment, it's a lot of positive vibes. So I'm just very excited to watch the game. So
Score
yeah, I
prediction
got same
again?
prediction. 2-1. Yeah, I got same 2-1.
Okay. I needed to know, and that's my prediction. My prediction is basically based on what I think we can do to actually win. Because I don't think we can win if it goes to penalties. I don't think we can win if it goes 3-1. We're not going to score 3 goals, I don't think, at your ground. Really and
Yeah,
truly, we're going to have to go and score early, defend, 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 and then nick it at the end and get a second goal. And that's my
yeah,
overall prediction on how I think the game could go. Defensively, it's going to be very difficult because you guys are going to take like 27 shots on our goal. I think we're going to have to defend like crazy.
yeah.
And is it going to, and you've pretty much scored a goal in every game this season at your home ground. So what's the chances of us keeping a clean sheet away at PSG? It's going to be very difficult. But yeah,
Oh, for sure.
if I'm 100% like if I'm 100% honest, bro, the the obvious prediction you would go for if you wanted to get the right prediction is probably a draw. But Arsenal need to win, and we can't afford a draw. We need to go and get a 2-0 victory or at least a 2-1 victory and force
Yeah.
extra time. So I'm gonna go with 2-0, no extra time in regulation. We get a nick and winner. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
not 100% confident in that prediction though. But that's the closest thing that I can give to everybody. Hey, I'm very defeated. If we lose this game, my season's over and I'm going to be dragged through the mud. And if we win, best believe I'm not going to care what anybody says to me for the rest of the year. We're in the Champions League final. We're one win away from glory. So it's win or go home, do or die. That's all. That's what
For
it's all
sure.
about. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Big up, Mohammed. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you for joining me. It's been nice to get to know you this season, and hopefully we meet again in the future. Maybe not as crazy as the Champions League knockout rounds, but maybe at least in the group stages again. And yeah,
Yeah.
leave it there. Have yourselves a wonderful day, guys. And with this new Champions League format, there's definitely a chance we're going to see each other again very soon. But yeah,
Yes, sir.
peace out, guys. Uh, and
Peace.
don't forget to check out his channel, PSGINT. You're going to be live for the watch along, so make sure you guys check him out. And I'm going to redirect right now to somebody who is live that we can redirect to. Let's see who we can redirect to this live right now. We're going to redirect to Saeed TV. You know what? Is Saeed live or who's live? Football Terrace is live with Dan. Yeah, I'm gonna redirect to Football Terrace. You guys go check them out. Right here, people. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.